Hello everybody, I hope you're having a great day. In this video, we are going to be doing another trade recap. Here's my trade execution, and let's get right into it. So today I took NQ shorts, and I'm just gonna kind of run down on how I got on side to those shorts. So coming into the day, I'm looking at my 4-hour and my daily chart, and I see to start off with, we have SMT with this high right here. YM had taken that high and NQ had not taken that high. Neither had ES. So this was my first stage of divergence. Then I see we're starting to get a bit of a retracement into the range. Let's mark out 50% of our range here. And then actually when that 9:30 candle opens up, we actually get our second stage of SMT with these 4-hour highs that are presented. That was also trading into a 4-hour imbalance, right? So here we're kind of getting our internal range liquidity to our external range, or even our, it's actually, this is internal to internal, right? Because this fair value gap that's at the 50%. It's actually trading into internal liquidity to then be paired and expand higher later into the day. So right when market opens up on 9:30, we get that SMT with those highs. Let me rewind 5 minutes ahead. So then let's go to 9:30 here. So boom, 9:30 gets a quick pop higher on all the assets. YM being the one that expands in 2 stages this high, right? So when YM kind of 2 stages this high for me, it was kind of a confirmation that NQ was going to want to come and sweep in this high. I meant this low, which was my target, and then trade into around the 50% and that 4-hour gap. So then when I get to the 3 minute here, see price actually was paired with a quick expansion and left a failure swing right to these London lows, and we got a deep retracement. Right when we got this deep retracement, that's when I decided to position myself on side with my stop at the body of that candle and my TP being around 2R, which looked like this, right? Right when price took this low, I then dragged my stop break even, and then within that next candle, it hit my TP. This was very smooth logic and a very smooth trade. The reason why I could do this when NQ and YM were decoupled, a lot of people were asking me, oh Jay, how do you trade this if it's technically a decoupled market because YM is taking highs and NQ is expanding towards a low? Well, if we want price to resync, NQ has to then also, because right, YM has taken a high, NQ is clearly has 2 stage. It's trading from a 4-hour bearish gap to then internal range liquidity again. We clearly need to see NQ take a form of liquidity, which is this low-hanging fruit of that London low, to then have an opportunity to then resync price in either direction. So I knew NQ was going to have to take this low for then price to do whatever it wanted to do later on. YM was simply just tipping its hands to us here that we were going to then later expand during the day, but I was trading the manipulation leg of NQ, right? So coming here, you see whatever, we trade for 2R. Now I'm going to cover the logic on YM longs from this point, right? So a lot of people tried to take NQ longs today, and I'm going to just cover why YM longs is really the only option for longs today. One, it being the strongest asset. Clearly, it's the one expanding the most, right? But also, it's the only one that's in close proximity to its draw on liquidity. So let's run through that and how that kind of looks, right? So this new 4-hour candle opens, and that previous one closed as a PSP. Which one, when you measure these 2 PSPs, which one has most relative strength between these assets? Well, clearly it's YM. Look at how bullish that YM candle closes, right? Clearly YM is the strongest asset here. Within that, we see that ES, 2 stages that PSP takes the low. YM obviously does not. So we have now our 2-stage SMT, right? Kind of trading this higher time frame continuation to YM to these highs, right? As the strongest pair to the upside. So then when we go to the 3 or the 5 minute, you see we get a 3 minute 60 here. Actually, right when price Right when price two stages, that low right here, you see we two stage, and then bam, YM prints ASIST, while ES and NQ are slowly starting to reverse and print reversal signatures. So you could have entered right here off that candle closure with your stop at that low. I personally probably would have just targeted 2R and been in and out of this move, but you also could have held to this high off this entry right here and made 6R. If I did not take this NQ short, I would have 100% participated in these YM longs. These were very clean longs. So then let's just play this forward and see how this expansion looks. See right here, when we have this retracement, we actually get a strength switch trigger here on NQ. It actually trades back into this low, and then ES starts forming reversal signatures, which just makes ES look a little bit stronger than NQ to trade towards the upsides. But YM is still the strongest asset in this sequence, trading higher. And you see we continue to expand higher and then take this high on YM. Very clean trades on both direction in the market. To be honest, you could have traded the manipulation phase of NQ or then just waited for that 4-hour PSP to become a two-stage, resync the assets and take YM as a long. Both trades were very, very clean and very valid. I hope you enjoyed the trade recap, and I'll catch you later.